Take heed to warning. If your elders are telling you not to do something, it's because they can foresee what's going to happen. Don't be so quick to jump off and do what you want to do because you have a certain goal in mind. If they're looking out for your best interest, listen. Please listen because it could definitely help you in the long run. Even though it worked out for me, still I didn't have to go through what I had to go through if I had listened to begin with. Also, dealing with a narcissist. If you don't know what a narcissist is, I can't really say pay attention to the signs if you don't know what it is. But once you start seeing those signs, run, run immediately. Don't give it no thought. Don't entertain it. If you see that first big ass red flag, you better fucking run and don't paint that shit white. Don't do it.
Oh, the timing was immaculate. She said, if you see a
Run,
narcissist,
bitch,
run. All of a sudden, all you hear is, woo! Oh, that was perfect timing. That was perfect time. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Danger. Oh,
Mhm.
you only got two things? Those were the two things?
Um.
What you learned from all of this?
Oh, also, especially women, because women are hardwired, emotionally hardwired. Do not let your emotions run you. Have some wisdom and kind of separate between wisdom and your feelings. Because, like my papa always says, you don't know what love is until you experience God. Love, between love from God and love carnal wise, God has the agape love. We have that carnal.
Everlasting.
Yes, it's everlasting. But we as us humans having carnal love, it's temporal. He says that love carnally stands for living on vital emotions. That's exactly what we do as human beings, especially women, because we are emotionally driven. Um, don't listen to your feelings too much. At least go with narcissistic people.
They feed off that. Those energy
Yes,
vampires.
emotional vampires. Yes, um, it's tough to decide which what is genuine and what is not. But if you have enough wisdom, and you see those red flags, you better put four and four together. And that spells out run. But
Now, for anybody, any listeners that are listening, listeners that are listening, who else would be listening? Oh, sorry. I constantly still have internal battles with Shade. For anybody who is listening, what advice would you give them?
my advice is if you had a rough upbringing like I did, or whatever kind of upbringing that you had that was not good, try your hardest to not let that define you, but let it teach you a lesson so that you can grow from it and not pass on the next generational curse so that you don't be walking around fucked up, bleeding on other people that didn't cut you because it's toxic. Toxic knows toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to break that, do some soul searching, reflecting, ask questions, and especially, like I said, listen to your elders. If your elders don't pass away, like you can just talk to other older people. You can get a lot of wisdom from them. And there's a reason why they are still here and why they
Mm-hmm.
give the wisdom that they give because they've been here before. They know some things and they can teach you some things. So if you have a heart and an ear to hear, please listen because it will better you as a person. Apply it. Take all in what you can, apply it, and let it cause you to be the better person than you were before.
I agree completely. I'm actually going to be doing an episode on intuition because through all of this that I was going through, like last year, it was what, from February, March, and April. Um, it was wild because after I ended it and everything, I mean, throughout the whole time, even a little before that, I had random people telling me like you don't listen. I was like, I
Hmm.
don't even know who the hell you are. There was a time where I talked to my mom, and you met my mom briefly. Very,
Yeah.
very religious woman. But she told me, she was like, look, you need to pray. She's like, because something's going on. She was like, and you need to figure out what it is. She was
Yes.
like, you need to figure out what it is. She was like, she's like, you have a purpose. You have a, she was like, you have a reason to be here. She was like, there's no reason that you should be getting hindered as much as you are. She was like, you're
Hmm.
not doing something and you need to pray and figure it out what it is. 2 weeks later, my partner's godfather, she calls him dad because that was pretty much the man that raised her. Um, his church, they had an anniversary and I went. So I'm sitting in the very back with my family and they had like this guest speaker, and the guest speaker calls me out for exactly what I'm wearing. She calls me to the front and she's like, what's your name? I'm like, D. She's like, what's your name? I'm like, said my government name. And she was like, they're trying to talk to you and you're not listening. I was just like, who's trying to talk to me? She was like, you need to, she was like, look, you need to, she was like, you need to do whatever you need to do and listen because they've been trying to contact you for a long time and you're not listening. And
Hmm.
right there, I felt like my eyes water. I was like, I don't cry. Last time I cried was when I got my equal over acre at boot camp. Fuck that shit. And then it didn't help either because I was like, they're live streaming this thing right here. I was like, nah, I ain't going out like no wimp. Bump that stuff. So then she prays on me and
That's
everything, and
right.
I can feel her like pushing on my head. And I was like, you ain't knocking me over. And so the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, don't buckle the legs. I was like, stand up straight, take deep breaths. I was like, I ain't passing out. Fuck that. So
Hmm.
but she gets done, I go back, and then I end up telling my mom because literally 2 weeks before that, my mom was down here. She wanted to see her granddaughter, her only granddaughter. Yeah, I got a little girl. I got a little boy and a little girl. You, I
Me
have to catch
too.
you up. I'm gonna have to catch you.
Girl,
I'm
boy,
at
girl.
yep. We got the best of both worlds. But so my mom was I told my mom, and my mom was just like, "See, I told you, you're not doing something." And ultimately, I think that was the intuition, because
Yes.
in many times throughout that situation, I knew something was wrong, and I would say something, but then I would get gaslit and made it seem like that wasn't really what it was. And the fact
Hmm.
that what happened between my partner and her husband, so my partner and pretty much my partner's boyfriend, which was also my girlfriend's husband. Um, my partner had a history. She was molested when she was younger, and there was a time where this motherfucker didn't want to take no for an answer, and I confronted it, but my partner froze up. Whole trauma thing. And then so then they try gaslighting me like, well, that never happened. If she had an issue with it, she would have said something. And why is it that you're the only one that seems to be mad about this and trying to make it into a big scene? So then I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, hell no. Nah. But then I'm trying to talk to my partner and she's not saying anything. So now it really looks like I'm the only one that has that that I think that this is so bad, but it's not really bad.
Hmm.
And that was pretty much like the very beginning of when all the gaslights started happening. I mean, to where months later, I was literally questioning everybody I knew because of the fact that I
Hmm.
didn't have any confidence to make any decisions myself. And I'm still kind of recovering to it right now. Like I've cut everybody off. I'm like, when I needed y'all weren't there, and whoop de
Yep.
doo. But
Yep.
ultimately, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. It was amazing talking with you. And by the way, I love how you got into every character too. Like you should have been an actor, girl. You should have been an actor. I love your storytelling skills. It is wonderful. But hey,
Thank you.
this is divine time where everybody has a voice, everybody has a story. You never know who can benefit from the words that you have, the things that you
Yes.
say, and the life that you have lived.
Hmm.
You've made it to where you are based off of how strong you are. Just really recognizing that you're not a victim, you are a survivor.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, that is something to hold your head high about and walk proudly, knowing that you have literally overcome, went through the ringer. Like, there's nothing that can stop you now. the biggest thing is just the goodness that whoever you believe in, the higher one, God, the enlightenment, Ashun. I'm like, they gave you it wasn't your time. They gave you another option, and that option was to live and pass on what you know to others, to help others. And you can do that with just your story.
Absolutely.
And just for anybody who's listening, if you want to tell your story, I'll have following how you can contact me. My biggest thing is just to let those who have a voice and feel like they never can be heard to be heard. Because once others hear and can relate, then they'll start telling their stories.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson said it the best. If you want to make the world a better place, you must first look in the mirror and be that change.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is to take your situation, grow from it, and shine your light as bright as you can to the rest of the world. Don't let dark times hold you down. Be like the sister from El Encanto.
Oh yeah.
But yes, thank you once again. What'd you call yourself?
Jade.
Jade, yeah. Gosh. You remember we used to write poetry together?
Yes.
All right, but anyway, yeah, nostalgia.
Hey, beautiful souls. If you love deep conversations about life, love, and spiritual growth, help us reach more like-minded people. Like, comment, and share to push these powerful episodes through the algorithm. Let's build a community that thrives on wisdom and connection. Find us everywhere. YouTube at Danley_Divine, Facebook and Kick at Divine Time Podcast, and also follow the blog, divinetime.blog. If you're looking for your soul tribe, join our Telegram group, Warriors of Love. Together we rise. Divine Time is now.